Yeah. Cool. So this is Riftbound. This is League of Legends TCG. So the way that this game works is rather than trying to get other players to 0 health and win the game that way, instead we are fighting over these battlefields. So there's 4 here in the middle right now. They're representing the 4 that we would bring to the game with our deck. Obviously we made these decks for you, but you would bring them if you built your own deck. When we actually start playing, there will be 3 battlefields, not 4. We'll get to that when we get to that. But now that they're here, they're up for grabs. So what will happen is we'll use our champion and other things to take control of the battlefields. As we do that, we will get points when we get to 8 points. That's what this tracker is here. The die is just a temporary tracker. Yeah, it's just it should be a mini or something. We don't have one. Cool. Okay, so also in front of you, there are 2 representations of your champion. So, for example, I have Yasuo here. There's a version on the right, which is the Legend card, which represents your deck's identity. These are the 2 colors of your deck. So you can see among the 4 of us, we have 6 colors. That's the number of colors in the game. And they mix and match to do different things. There's also a power. I'll go back to that later. It's a little bit hard to read in this version of visual design. And then on the left is a version of the champion called the champion unit. This is like your avatar. You're going to send it out to fight for you in the battlefields. It'll get points. It does all sorts of things. This is just like the cards in your blue back deck. You can see it's like a blue back, a black back, and it doesn't get shuffled. So this is going to work the same way as cards you draw and play during the game. So I'm not going to explain how we play and do cards that way with this card, but just imagine this is like a bonus card in your hand from starting game, like a commander. Okay, so at the top left is a cost, and I'm going to talk through how that works. And then on the top right is a combat stat. We call this might. Lots of games have an attack and a defense stat. We have one stat that means both things. Okay, so grab your white backed deck. These are our resource cards. We call them runes. And you'll see they're the same 2 colors as your champion, right? So I have green and purple, you have purple and red, etc. So what'll happen is every turn, in addition to drawing a card from your deck, you'll get 2 of these for free. So you just get 2 of these out on the table every turn. So let's say it's turn 3, I've got 6, right? 2, 4, 6. Now I'm going to show you. What's that?
You could then bring Yasuo in, I guess.
Yeah, so there's 2 costs here. Every card is going to have a number at the top left, and then some of them have these color symbols. So the number means you turn that many sideways, you exhaust that many. The color doesn't matter at all. So you can see I have 6 purple here, or sorry, I have 3 purple here, it doesn't matter. So Yasuo's a green card, but for the number, the color doesn't matter. So I exhaust that many. So for Viktor, you'd have to exhaust 4. For Jinx, you have to exhaust 5. For Volibear, you exhaust 10. Yeah, he's very strong.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the first part of the cost. Some cards only have the number, and then you're done after that. Nice. Okay. If there's only a number, you're done with that. If there are symbols, which all the champions have the symbols also, then there's another cost you have to pay. So that's the color cost. So for the color cost, I've already exhausted the 6 for the number. Then I take 2 greens to match the 2 on Yasuo, and I put them back at the bottom. That's called recycling. So now I've lost them, but I get 2 every turn. That's how that works.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sense? Any questions about paying costs? So once you've paid a cost, then you play it onto the board. For units, they go to your base, and they enter exhausted. Those are very so many seconds.
Okay.
So,
like Magic.
Yeah. So then when you start your turn, you ready everything, or untap everything, and now everything's ready to go.
2 more from the deck. Right?
Yep, yeah, at the start of our turn we get 2 more, that's right. I draw a card, etc. And now this is ready to go, right? So what it's ready to do is move to one of the battlefields. They're all equally distant from each one of our bases, so you can go to any one of them. You have to exhaust the unit to move it, and when you move there, if nobody's there, then you did it. You conquered it. You get a point right away. Makes sense? If you're still there at the start of your turn, you get another point. That's called hold. Makes sense? And you get 8 points, you win. So that part's easy, but often somebody else is already there, and now we get in a fight, right? So if I go here, if we ignore the text boxes, now we have a fight, and we compare our might. So I have 6, that means that I deal 6 damage and I can take 6 damage before I die. He has 4, that means he can deal 4 and take 4. So Yasuo is going to kill Viktor. Viktor will deal 4 back to Yasuo, but that's not enough to kill him. And at the end of combat, the damage just wipes away. We don't try to pass the combat. It also wipes out at the end of the turn, but that okay, so now I won, I get a point for conquering. Now, it could be that you have many units all ready to go in your base. So let's say you have Viktor and like 3 others. You can move them all together into a battlefield. Now it's his side versus my side. So now he's got 7 because he brought friends. I have 6. Now I die, right? But I get to deal 6 damage back on the way out because I have a 6 might, and I can choose how I want to distribute that. The loser decides how to distribute it. Okay. So I want to kill Viktor into the recruits, and then 1 recruit survives. Now Witty gets 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's pretty much all you need to know to play. A couple other things. You'll draw spells,
Yeah.
similar to the way magic instants work. You can play those in combat, unless they say otherwise. So when we square up here, it would be first the attacker can play a spell, then the defender, then the attacker, then the defender. We just go back and forth until both players say, I'm done.
Until there's no more resources to cast.
Right, or the player's just like, I don't want to do anything. That's also fine. But yeah, as once both players have said, I'm done, then we do the damage. And the spells resolve immediately when you play them, unlike in Magic where there's a stack. The only exception is some spells say reaction on them. Those can create a stack. Those are, counter and like, hold on, and then buff my unit or whatever. So if something doesn't say reaction, then you just do what it says and put it in the discard unless the other player has reaction.
Now, with his Viktor dead, now how does he bring it back from?
So there are 2 other copies in the deck,
Okay.
so if you draw them, you can play it. This is just a bonus copy.
Okay.
Okay. Freebie.
That's a free.
This is free one. Okay.
Yeah, unlike Commander doesn't like keep coming back. Okay. The last thing I'll say is, well, there's 2 other things when you. Yeah, sorry. So I'll explain the powers in a minute. Thank you. Good reminder. When you control the battlefield, there's 2 other things you can do. You can play new units to that battlefield as like a reinforcement.
Okay.
But they're still exhausted and they can't move right away. So they'll defend, but they can't go to attack.
Okay.
Units can't move between battlefields unless they have the ganking keyword. So this battlefield will give things here at ganking. I'll explain what the battlefields do in a second. Some units have it as an innate ability. But if you don't have that, you gotta go the slow way. You gotta go back and then go to the next battlefield.
So 2 turns. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing you can do when you have battlefield, Viktor deck specifically has hidden cards. Those are traps you can play face down at a battlefield. Then you can flip them up for free. And then the last thing is, before I talk about the battlefields and the legends, when you get to the end, so you're about to score the last point's a little bit special. You can only get it from holding a battlefield or from scoring them all in the same turn. Okay, so remember, we'll have 3, not 4 battlefields, but to win the game, you have to either hold
So it's
one.
almost like Munchkins.
It's similar to Munchkin. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's exactly quite as bad, but yeah, it's like hold or you can either hold one, which will be the common way to do it, or you have to scroll. Okay, no worries. Okay, let's talk about the legend. So everyone has a legend. This is a 2-color card that has a special power. So Jinx and Volibear have like a passive ability. So Jinx, when you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand, you can draw 2 at the start of the turn instead of 1. When you're Volibear and you cast a big unit, with 5 or more might, you can use the Volibear legend and get another rune.
Okay.
So you just play a new rune. It's like a little rebate on the cost.
Okay. Yeah.
As Viktor and Yasuo, we have an activated ability, so we can exhaust 2 runes and our legend to use the ability. For Viktor, it's get a recruit in his base, so he just takes one from the stack and puts it in his base, a little free unit. And for me, I can move an extra time. So 1 more time I can move the unit, even if it's exhausted. Make sense?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's shuffle up and start. So the starting player, their location is removed, so I'll just remove my battlefield so I can show you how the turn works. Shuffle up, and then I will explain how we start.
Shuffle the main deck here?
I think we did pre-shuffle it, so you don't shuffle too badly, but...
I already looked through it, so I'm not
yeah.
I don't like bending cards though, that's the only problem.
They're demo decks, so... Okay, so the way you start once you're shuffled is you draw 4 cards from your blue deck, your main deck. You can mulligan 1 time if you want to. The mulligan rule is you take up to 2 cards from your hand, put them on the bottom, and draw back to 4.
Okay, so instead of a whole...
That's right. We're not going to shuffle again. You don't get to mulligan your whole.
Is there supposed to be an automatic card?
There should be 39 cards. Yeah.
Okay, so on.
This is the 40th. Yes.
I was like, where's the 40? There's something wrong.
So, for example, I will take these 2 cards and put them on the bottom of my deck, and I will draw back to 4. You don't have to do this, but you can if you want to. So if you like everything costs $1 million, if you want to find a 2-drop or something, might as well go. Okay, right. And then the battlefields all have a special ability, so let me explain what those do.
Okay.
So each one of them, whenever you conquer it, you'll get a point. Whenever you hold it, you'll get a point. And then they also have an extra ability. So for the Altar to Unity, this is Viktor's battlefield. When you hold here, you also get a recruit from this pile into your base. For the Reaver's Row, when you defend here, if you're like, this fight does not look good for me, you can retreat up to 1 unit at the very start of the combat. And for the Obelisk of Power, this is actually a blank battlefield during the game, but it's going to give us all an extra room on the first turn. So instead of 2. Okay, great. So in the very first turn, we'll get 3 runes instead of 2. And Winnie is the last player will get 4 runes instead of 3 because the last player gets a bonus rune.
Okay. The only other rule is that there's one other rule. If you were to get a point, but the system says you can't get a point, you instead draw a card.
Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I know you played a lot of Runterra and a lot of Magic.
Yes.
So
Yes, I have.
I don't know. What was your highest rank in Runterra?
It was, well,
Better than
That-
solo dueling.
shut up. So it's not diamond. What is it? The purple one.
I don't know.
Master, I
It's
believe.
the same as League, but it's Master.
Yeah, because that's when it's actually puts like an actual elo.
Yeah, above Diamond.
Yeah, so I was like master something. And I reached that when Smear came out. And expanded that because, that was fun.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
All right, so we're ready?
Yes.
All right, so I'll start.
Do we all take our runes?
No, so when you start your turn, yeah, so I'll walk through it. So every turn is, the start of the turn is the A, B, C, D mnemonic. So A means awaken or ready all your stuff. B is beginning of turn stuff, which includes holding. Then C is channeling 2 runes. And then D is drawing a card. As the first player in a multiplayer game, I do not draw.
Okay.
So I've got 2 runes plus this battlefield gives me a 3rd rune. So now I have 3 runes. And then I'm going to play a card. Luckily, I don't have anything good to play, so I'm going to cast it.
I will draw.
So is it clockwise?
That's clockwise. Okay. You get 2 runes plus a 3rd one from the obelisk.
And then you draw.
Oh, you did.
I already drew.
You trip before you channel. Get him, bro.
That one is the least enforceable of the rules, I'll tell you what.
Actually, no, never mind. So I'm just gonna play the top of exhausted.
Yep. Like a rampant growth. That's your trick.
I can't really do much else.
Okay.
Has to.
More than what I did.
Yeah.
Channel.
Channel.
1.
Yep. Go on.
Yeah, so that's just colorless to color. I'm over here, I'm like, do all cards recycle? All cards and undead.
So I will play 2.
Yeah.
It's not catch, it's another frog.
It's a Tom Kench alike.
Yeah.
I mean, it could
part of the
always be
posse.
Scuttle.
He was like pretty good in Runterra, but I don't think pretty good. He was like okay, but he was popular.
The black market. Well, this one's probably stronger than mine.
Multiplier I'm going to
Drop it.
I did not.
Oh yes, we do not describe the seals. So these are like half moxes. So this is an artifact or an item. We call it a gear, although it's in Chinese for some reason. So it costs, So you don't have to tap anything to exhaust the resources to play it. You do have to recycle. So you do have to recycle one of that color. So you got down payment of the color. And then what it does is it taps or exhausts for the color resource. It cannot pay for the number part, just for the color.
Okay.
Okay, so I am floating.
Alright, so he floats the mana, so he has 1 energy floating. And then he's going to play Turn one, Viktor. Alright. Great. So I ready all my stuff, I'm not even ready. At the beginning of turn things, I don't have anything, I channel 2 runes. And I draw a card. Plus.
Now, do these randomly get shuffled to decide which one
So
to
when
put out?
you decide which one to put out at the beginning of the game, if you're playing only a single game, you have 3 that you build your deck with, and you get 1 to play. If you're playing a best of 3 match, you choose one, but you can't choose that one again for the rest of the match.
Okay.
And then deciding who the starting player is, you can use any random method. For demos, we will often shuffle them up and pick one to remove, but not all amazing, you're a natural.
First I broke the game.
Honestly, alright, I'm gonna play my own little Tom Kenchel like. But then watch this.
Are you gonna reuse my Kench?
No, your guy's safe over there. Bench the Kench.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna use 2 runes and my power. Remember, I can move something in extra time. Even though this guy's exhausted, I'm gonna use the power of the land to blow him over here.
Okay.
So when I move him, I discard then drop. So I'm gonna do that now. So I'll discard and then drop. And then I get a point for conquering. I got a 1.
Get ready.
I thought we were benching boss. That's what we're trying to do. Have you been watching Galaxy Yasuo film? I always see
3.
man runs it down and still does fine. Like,
How does one do it? 4. I want to ramp some more.
Holy shit.
1,
Close to vegetation.
2. 3 left. I can't really do much less than 3, so I'm going to pass 2.
it means you can summon Volibear next turn.
I could.
That's true.
1, 2. Yeah, I literally get all my runes next turn, so we'll see how that goes.
Don't forget to draw a card.
So, question for this week.
Yeah.
Since it costs 2 laps, so that just would make it a 2, or how
Yeah, I
does
would make
it
it a 2, but the Legion ability is like Nightfall from Legends of Runterra or Combo from Hearthstone. It only works if it's not your first card. So you have to play another card first.
So standard, okay.
It's, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because I have another merchant.
Yeah, so if you play that version first, then the second one will cost 2.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure before I
Yeah, totally.
did that. So, the world, you tap the Legion, the West, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check over here.
okay. And then I'm going to move him here, I assume, right?
Sure. Yeah.
To discard. I don't know, is that?
No, you discard draw 1 if you move to here.
That guy.
That guy.
Oh, well, that's right, that's right.
I'm just trying to figure out like what would be the right. I feel like the low cost would be better.
Discard face up.
Damn, I should have just. Yeah.
Okay, did you get
I
your
gotta
points
my
from?
points.
Yeah.
From that
Oh,
one.
yeah. Great.
That was yours.
That is mine. He's ready to retreat. Alright, good turn, good turn.
Thank you so much for everything. She had it somewhere. I learned to figure it out herself.
Nice one.
I almost missed it though. That was like.
Sometimes it takes a little help, you know?
Victor's not restricted to.
No, you can, yeah. So just like you can play a card from your hand to reinforce, you can also use anything that just says play a unit, you can play it to place 2 reinforce.
So you're not paying a points for holding it still? Or?
So you only have to start at the start. Hold is at the start of your turn. You got the point for conquering, but not. Okay. So beginning of turn, I get a point for hold. And I get my runes. And I get a card.
So I only get 2 runes, like normal, because I'm not here.
Yes.
Wait. So when you start your turn, you always get 2 runes.
Yeah, but because of this, we
That was only for the first.
So that's
turn.
only the first turn.
Okay.
Yeah. It's only on the very
You
first.
finished your turn?
I am not
Yes,
finished my
I was
turn.
like,
I just started.
Your board's a little empty.
Sorry. Okay. I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to play Yasuo.
1.
So I have 2 greens and then 4 more, and I play Yasuo. I have 1 remaining. And we're just going to leave that guy where he is.
Okay.
Go ahead. What is this order?
Compulsion of draw.
Yeah.
So,
It's always a
There's too many things to draw.
6, 7, 8. We're gonna play Lightning Word. All my units will enter in red. Other kind of turns.
So you have to get rid of a red for that one, but then you can use Volibear power to get one back. So you kind of put that one on the bottom and get one on the top.
And then I'm gonna cut to this.
Challenge. Fight card.
Choose a friendly unit and an enemy unit. They deal damage equal to their mites. To each other. Sacrifice an orange. So I'm going to have this mites.
Still active on the battlefield.
Huh.
Yep, it is.
Yep.
2 more rounds.
I am all tapped out, so it's your turn.
That's sort of what it's called.
Same thing.
Runic charging.
Yeah. I still always save tap and untap, so.
Yeah, I was like,
The struggle is real. It's hardwired at this point.
yeah, it's so much better. Why?
I've played Riot Games Echoes, the first time that even died.
So I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. What is this when you discard one or more cards ready here?
So that's like if you had an effect, like for example, this guy's effect
Yeah.
that lets you discard.
Yeah.
That would make her untap and plus one.
So we're like,
No matter where she is, as long as she's in play. This doesn't count, but anywhere else.
so it's gonna make sure. Jinx. And that's cycle one of the reds.
Yep. You can tap and cycle the red. So rather than tapping 4, like what you was doing, you can tap 3.
Yeah, save here.
Yep.
And, resource efficient.
So I can do that again with that.
Good,
And
yeah.
then cycle that.
Yeah.
Double Jinx.
So it's just winning the battlefield.
They do each require you to discard 2 cards, so you might not be able to. You can play the first one, discard the other 2 cards, and the second one won't matter. See at the last line when you play, you discard 2.
Yes.
Oh, to enter ready.
No, just at the very bottom. When you play me.
Oh, discard 2 cards.
Yeah.
So the first one, you can discard the other 2 cards, and then the second one, you want to discard it.
I want to undo both those.
Undo both. Undo both.
You're not worth it, Jinx. Go back home.
Fair.
Strong, but fair enough.
Super worth it.
But I feel like I should just take the freebie for now.
Okay.
Or should I combat you?
So your legend is
Combat me.
So you both-
Well, if you send in your 3, that'll eat my 2, so I would
this
retreat
is
for
when
sure.
your commander, which you can
Or so like I could divide it like this.
Yeah, you just do one at a time. So you choose which one you want to do
Okay, so
first.
3 here,
Alright, I retreat using the power of the battlefield.
and then what? I get a point,
You get a point for conquering.
and then 2 here.
Yep, you get another point for conquering. And you also get to discard and draw from this.
Oh yes. Discard your Jinx.
You've betrayed me for the last
It is a
time.
looter.
That's right.
Looters are very powerful.
It's there.
Well, I thought I could have played this one.
If you want to, you can. Alright, hold on. He's gonna we're back in a second. Did you want to play something?
I'm trying to decide. You said the Jinx are actually worth keeping or no?
I mean, they're pretty strong. They're good at attacking. They're +2 when they attack. So there's 6s for 3, which is very powerful. It's very
Are
strong.
there only 3 of these Jinxes in the deck?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then yeah, probably shouldn't do that.
Okay.
Got my points for my room. Oh, I just realized I forgot about her. I could have put her into
Yeah.
Okay.
So no one's.
So I am super ready for power plays next turn.
Yeah, I'm terrified. That
Yes.
worm is the most terrifying card.
No, when you said it was Ram, I'm like, oh yeah.
I was like, I'm going for your battlefield. It's not his battlefield.
Well, my guy was knocked out of my place, so I'm getting more points. I took retreat. He took what was rightfully mine. Alright.
like Gaston does.
Okay, well, I am going to. I'm going to fight you.
No.
So we're both twos. Well, first of all, I moved, so I get to discard and draw. Alright, now we're going to fight. But I have a spell. I'm going to use Discipline. Makes my guy +2, and I draw a card.
I died.
Alright,
Nice.
I win. I get a point. And then I'm going to move Yasuo. Two mana, I don't like that. Alright, so I'm going over here. I'm going to obliterate you with Yasuo unless you retreat, which you can do. Boo.
Better to retreat than die.
I agree. Alright, I will play this little buggo.
I don't know the guy.
He has extra additional cost if I want to pay it. I can recycle a green to draw a card. And then I will stay down.
Right. Untap all my resources.
So this is the battlefield. There's not anywhere on.
That's right, yeah. So we have our own base, and then there's battlefield.
I think it's time.
Summoning Zodiac.
No, to play the bear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Play the bear.
Comes in ready because of the magnet.
Yep. Sacrifice 2 resources, but that is A-okay with me. Now, where do I want to move? You have 3.
Oh yeah, you got
Yes.
from
That's right. Oh my god, this is
Does
literally.
it come tapped or?
It just comes tapped because I was exhausted. Let's see.
Dominate 2 zones.
You have 3 resources on tap, and you have 2.
Could have anything over here.
I think I want to move my big dirty dragon here. I want to move Volibear over
Yeah, we do
to.
them one at a
My
time.
tower.
This guy definitely dies.
Yes,
You got one.
get 1 point. And then I would like to move my bear to fight Yasuo.
Okay, well,
Once must pay 2 extra to choose to the ability to target
trying to
him.
figure out if I can try to kill. Yeah.
What does it do?
So it has a defensive ability versus spells. So any spell or ability costs 2 more recycles to target it, which is kind of crazy. And then when it enters, it's going to deal 5 to Yasuo, which is not enough to kill him. And
It's
also,
when I attack.
yeah, which is now.
Yes.
I am going to retreat.
Okay.
So you win.
So I get 1 more point.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to take.
Yeah. I would say so. I don't have anything else I can do right now, so I'm gonna pass it to you.
Sorry. Upkeep or what?
Yeah, no, colloquial
Never heard of
magic.
these faces.
Whatever it's
Ingrained.
called.
Natural. It's like, oh yeah. So whenever you try to target him to spell with abilities, you have to sack 2 resources in order to target him with said spell or ability. Otherwise, it will not work.
Oh. I'll pay the normal one.
Okay.
This is not. Does that count as tap right now, or what is it?
So tap just means it can't move. It'll still fight in combat.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's 10 points right there.
Sorry, this is the cost. So it's these numbers on the right.
Oh, when I moved here, when I was supposed to discard a card.
No,
no,
that
it's
one's
the
defend.
defend retreat. Gotcha. Think of another one.
Yeah, the zombie.
I will wait. Whenever you discard one or more cards, what I mean. Yeah.
Cool. Untap. Hold points. Trigger.
Now for holding both, like a 2 or just one?
You get 1 point for each battle.
One for 2. Okay.
Sorry.
So, will friendly creatures only be your own or your teammate, or
You don't have a team.
yeah, you don't have a teammate, but you can't.
Let's say how was the flight out here?
It's okay. Yeah, not too bad. I used to make this fight a lot. I lived in Boston, but I worked a lot in Atlanta. It's worse. It's worse when you try to do it overnight, which I didn't have to do this time. I just took the Wednesday off basically to travel.
We both took the flight.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I'm in Pittsburgh and he's in
Okay.
7 hours, but yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah. I like trains. I don't get trains. The only train I ever was taken is like from Los Angeles to Orlando, which is like
Yeah.
2 hours. It's like not very interesting.
the bird. The word.
10.
That is one of my favorite cards in the I love mutually assured destruction.
Cull. Each player kills one of their units.
That's very rude.
Alright, I'll allow it.
I'll set the
I think my worm has done its purpose, which I really didn't want to do.
It happens.
Send that guy there.
Mr. Green Rampart.
Alright.
And then I'm going to.
He's doing too much. I don't like it.
I'm already doing too much.
No, I'm in him.
We gotta do something about this.
Yeah, I would love to if I have a board wipe currently. I could. I mean, I could move my. How much power do you have here?
It's 215.
There's a lot of power. There's 15,000 there. You
Slightly
did not have it. We'll figure it out.
At some point.
And Yasuo is still over this.
No maximum hand size? I'm gonna do the same thing. Play my
We're still working out the exact sheet, like what are we adding? Step one, let's do the game.
right? So then that's toast. Please.
Alright. I'm gonna come over here.
Challenging for one.
Alright, and I'm gonna play. Last Breath. So I'll ready a friendly unit. And it deals damage equal to its might to another battlefield. Then I will move him back. This is ready play another Last Breath. Ready him and deal 1/6 to that guy.
When that guy dies, I get fingerprints of my base.
And then because I'm ready, when I attack, I deal damage with my might to an enemy hero.
I still won't be casting any damage on Ronates. That was my soul card.
That happens.
Now I'm ready for combat. Melee spells.
Cite the power.
I'll counter spell.
Counter spell.
Counter spells.
Yeah, I've been like counter spell that costs no more than 4 and no more than a single color, which that doesn't work. But now I'm out of runes. We're all ordering, so yeah. I get another point.
No, it's pretty awesome.
I'm done.
Ooh, now you have a lot of players. So.
Volibear was a little bit. I would think I'd be out of it. So I tried to go Volibear. I'll be right back. Let me know if my Yasuo gets obliterated.
He will momentarily. Yeah, it will be unfortunate.
It's like the wind always blowing away.
So you count out my resources here. So,
You should have
2,
13.
3, 4, 5.
Well, you can only have 12, so
Oh,
12 is the same.
I can't
5.
Sure.
You would have 12.
You said my boy, so yes.
I feel bad. I haven't been able to like do any LCS coverage because I've been busy on the gaming sphere stuff.
So 5 for misfortune. So now is it 1 extra or
You have to both tap and recycle an orange. So it's
Sorry,
so instead of her costing 5 in orange, she'll cost 6 orange one. If you want to accelerate.
so
you want
1,
to
2,
tap-
3, 4, 5, 6?
Sure.
And you would have to recycle one.
You have to recycle 2 of them. If you're trying to make her accelerated, you recycle 2.
That's perfectly fine.
And then you can use the Volibear power to get them back.
Yes. I do, because all of it is great. So now, in terms of Yasuo blowing up,
What?
tapping 2, I'm going to challenge your Yasuo with my Volibear.
Counter.
Rude! Guess who else to do it? The old
Where'd all my
fashioned
runes
way.
go?
Well, you can't move it directly there. You have to bring it back.
That's true.
So you would have to use
Without
misfortune.
ganking, you can't. Oh yeah, you can use Misfortune to do it.
Yeah, but she's not as strong though.
No, what we're saying is Misfortune's last ability is the first time she moves this turn, she can ready something. So you can move Volibear to your back row and then ready it with Misfortune. Does that make sense?
So I move
Because
here.
it would tap
Which is
when you
awesome.
move back.
Yeah.
And when
And then
her
if you
going
move
to
her to somewhere else, not where you go,
Yeah.
that'd be fine.
Here.
And then you can ready them, and then you can come.
I moved you up
Well,
a
you
point.
did it. You killed my house.
So,
All
hooray!
right. All right, and then you get a second
You
point.
get 2
Yeah,
points,
point.
yeah.
I already moved you up one.
Oh, so 4. Okay.
Boo.
I don't.
Well,
Do you have anything else?
I don't think I'm doing anything else this game.
Yeah, you're in a bad way.
Was it worth it? Or?
It was pretty worth it. I enjoyed it.
Played this guy for now, and that's it.
Developer abuse.
Developer abuse is real. Who let this guy in the jungle?
So at least I can have some control over this side for now.
So I'm going to tap. Sorry, use exhaust for. All tap, technically.
What in the world?
What are you tasking us
You'll
so much?
see.
Possession.
On Volibear!
Remove the enemy from your
So
balcony.
first you
I
have
have
to
to send 3 of
three
them.
back, and then because of Volibear's deflectability, you have to sack 2 more.
Do I have to cycle 2 more? Or?
Yes.
So you cycle 3 because of the cost, and because you have to target Volibear, you have to sack 2 more. So
So I would
sacrifice
have
5.
Small price to pay.
That is very, very rude.
Okay, so these are tapped, and then I have to. Okay, 1, 2, 3 first. Let's do that.
That's possession.
3, and then 2 more.
2 more of any color for Volibear.
Probably should balance it.
Woof.
Oh.
I'll use your Volibear now.
Yeah, so that's a different.
But I wanted to show.
I know you did. Oh, that's very rude, sir. Very rude.
And hold on. Pay 2 to bring him in. Would his ability to like with the volley? No, that's cycling it out, right? I was wondering about physics.
No, yeah, recycle is not just good.
Alright, so I'm gonna move Jinx here.
Okay, that's a good one. Oh, look at this fully open battlefield for some reason.
I wonder what happened. How it's war or something.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel a lot worse about my decision now that I see what everyone else has done, but it was still fun.
Now to deal with Matt owning my Volibear. That's a problem.
Pretty gross.
The betrayal.
The betrayal.
Yeah. That's okay. I have.
Obviously.
I would assume I have ways to deal with it.
There's more volley bars on there, right?
Well, I know, but like,
Volley on volley combat.
yeah. But it took like your entire turn to do that, so it did leave your shields down. I mean, how can that be like 8 man? That's like huge.
8 and 3 recycles.
Yeah. There's a lot of units.
I know. The rebuild is incredibly quick.
I will pass.
Right?
True.
Interesting.
I'm so excited.
I'm trying to figure out where I can
I'm so excited.
politic my way into winning here, but I'm not sure I can do that. I mean, I was.
I feel like Yasuo's gonna kill.
You also didn't have shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you used a
I
lot
used
of
all my
your
shit.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna play this doggy, Cemetery Attendant.
Okay.
He costs,
Too much gold.
and I get my Yasuo.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And I'm done.
Get my resources, which I really
Runic
haven't.
charging is what is it called? Runic charging?
Oh, channeling.
Channeling.
Drop turn. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna play the Infernal. I can draw 2 cards.
You have to cycle too.
Yes, I do. But I'll essentially use cycle 2, but get 1 back because of Volibear.
Yep.
I draw my 2 cards. Oh, that is relevant at a different time. So, for ganking, does that?
So ganking you can attack with it.
Okay. So do I have to cycle? So I can,
It's just an ability that repeats. So she still exhausts to move, but instead of moving only between base and battlefield, she can move between battlefield.
okay, so it only applies. Okay.
But it's a
I forgot to
bad,
get
it's
my-
a bad template. It's
I got to get my point from her earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Time for the betrayal. The counter betrayal.
Right.
Oh, it's gonna go in and fight a legend creature when it gets. Now, does it do that once it's unexhausted, right? Oh, it does right now? Hey, gee.
I wish I had more mana, or more resources rather.
More rooms.
So I would like to move her back to then cycle a orange.
So you don't have to get rid of anything. She,
Okay.
she can ready something.
Okay.
That's fine. Gross.
I want to deal with your shit.
I'm gonna retreat her for free.
Yeah.
Yes. So she should be exhausted.
Yes. But you do get a point for conquering.
Two.
Volibear kind of game. Yes, the dragon's exhausted for moving.
And then
I mean, I want to play.
Yeah, but you've already scored that one, so you won't score it again.
Yeah.
You can only score each battlefield once per turn.
Yep. I only score for holding it. I'm gonna play another guy. Pasty. Yeah, sir.
1, 2.
This is yours, right? So you get a point for that.
Yes. That's
Did I do
hit.
the points first or?
So yeah, it goes First ready, then points, then channel, then.
Okay, roll.
If things go the way I think they'll go,
So I'm trying to think. Like this, I would just cycle one, right?
Yeah, and then you would have access to purple from now on.
So it's like give a purple, get a purple.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like give a purple now, get a purple permanently from now. Your purple is free.
In this turn, you can float that one up. You're trying to cast something.
I did ready your units for you because you were
Appreciate it.
no problem.
So play Jinx.
Sure.
So for 3.
3 and 1 of the reds this way.
And discard 2 cards.
So those 2. And then what is it? When you discard one more card, so what do you mean?
So if you had moved her already, she would ready. But even without that, you did discard cards. So you get a you get a she's bigger, so she's a 6 right now.
Would she have been better, or would this have been better?
And they're
I have 2
different.
more cards.
Like Jinx is better at attacking. That guy's better at card flow.
Yeah, it's card selection. It's like I want to get rid of 2 worst cards from hand.
Because
for-
Jinx discarded your cards, I think that would have just been like Faithless Looting instead of like being able to draw 2.
Yeah,
So she's now a 5, right?
She's a 6 when she attacks.
yeah.
And then this one is also a 6 because you discarded already.
So we will Volibear here.
Yeah.
You have a response.
I can't. I don't have resources, sir.
Die.
Yeah.
And then the other 3
Yeah.
against your thing there.
Right. So I think you will win, right? Because you have 6 plus 6 plus 2. So you have 14 versus his 9. And that's the last point. You win. Yay!
Thank you, Volibear.
Well,
He's all three.
Yeah.
I have all 3. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Well, great game.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
Not just home.
Nice job. All right. So that's the game. Any questions that we can answer for you?
So how many are going to be like decks on launch?
So we have 12 playable legends on launch,
Okay.
plus the 4 that are in our starter box, which are like designed to be played against each other and a little bit simpler for beginners.
Are you able to say what the 12 are? Or just
We have not revealed that yet. There are these 4 plus others.
All right.
I guess Lee Sin we revealed as one of the pre-con decks you can buy.
Yeah.
But we haven't revealed it.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Legends of Runterra?
No. So
Mr. Legends of Runeterra. Oh, I didn't realize that was
no,
Mr. Legends of Runeterra.
Matt's being funny.
Alright, that's good.
I didn't play much of Legends of Runterra. I used to get
Yeah, no worries.
So since he had more of a grasp of the game, I was like, okay. Plus he plays a lot of Magic, so it's like you all have a better understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, any other questions?
I feel like you should have.
I mean, no, not really. I think, like, for simplicity's sake, I like this game a lot. Like, it's simple and it's fairly easy to get into. I think, what's the resource thing remind me of? It reminds me of, like Force of Will.
Daniel, you're
And,
gonna be
like,
matching me. I will Jinx.
Not, what is it? Duel Masters?
Duel Masters.
Duel
Matters.
Masters. Yeah, there's some similarity.
Yeah. Because of
They have like a single stat, and they have
Yeah.
they have like the ink system basically, the like face down your cards, the WoW used to do.
But no, the Force of Will was mainly because of, like, the resources being on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Just shuffle.
That's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Other than, like, I can't really think of anything that would be like, oh yeah, in terms of, like, balancing stuff. Because, you know, for paper games, it's a lot harder because, like,
Yeah, you can't patch your game.
No, you can't.
Yeah, we've talked about it. We spent a lot of time trying to make sure that things are balanced for competitive 1v1.
Yeah.
Social, multiplayer, free-for-all is a little bit self-balancing.
Yeah, there's
We've
more.
tested 2v2 as well. I think I'm not afraid to ban cards if we have to.
Okay.
I would prefer not to, obviously.
Yeah, because that's.
But what's most important is that people have a healthy experience.
Yeah, because I know with Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or
Yeah.
Pokemon, they, especially with Magic, they more recently, in recent memory, they're like banning more standard stuff because
Yeah.
play design doesn't know how to play design.
Well,
And it's
I won't comment on that.
Well,
But I hear you.
Outsider perspective.
Because I know, because in recent past there was Future League where they would play test like future standard formats, and it's like, oh, this is fine, and then it turns out not to be fine because players will figure out
How to break things.
how to break things,
Yeah,
as Magic players tend
right.
to do.
I mean, the truth of it is, no matter how good your team is, right,
Yeah.
you are only tens of
Tens-
people,
yeah, only, like,
not
small
millions
people.
of players.
Right.
So
And it's
you're
like-
always going to miss things.
and theory
the
crafting
hope,
and whatnot,
the hope
so,
is
like-
that you can, get past that. I think the strategies. I mean, I used to work for Wizards, so
Okay,
I
fair
know it well. I think the strategy that I've liked the most for making card games like this is you try to seed in tools that are maybe a little weak, unless something is very strong, and then it turns out you've left the predator in the shadows to take it down. And if you do that with enough things, then you at least have a self-balancing kind of format. It doesn't always work, obviously.
Yeah, it doesn't always- yeah.
But I have found that to be at least one strategy rather than having to worry about
Yeah.
things all
No, in terms of seeing bands, like how Konami does with Yu-Gi-Oh is very weird.
Yeah,
Because their
the person on our
format
team
is
is very easy.
different. It's not like where Magic or Pokemon have different formats.
Yeah.
It's just it's essentially
Everything's
one
available on
format.
these
And well, I mean, there's the OCG and TCG, but it's weird.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no cards from this game with my fans.
That's my hope. We'll see. There's a couple cards that we have on our radar.
No, I'm curious why China over Korea for launch.
So so Korea is like a huge League of Legends fan base, but they do not play TCGs. It's quite rare. They don't even really have game stores. There's like 50 in the entire country. So we want to go there, but I think we need to see a little bit first how things go elsewhere. China
Has one of the biggest populations.
Yeah, China's much bigger. Obviously, League is very popular there as well.
Yeah.
And then I think over the recent kind of years, we've seen Pokemon get really popular there. But Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh have not really been that popular there. So there's kind of an opening for a strategy card game that's a little bit deeper, like ours is. Still looking to appeal to a broader audience, but I think we'll see. I think in China a little bit better how things might go in markets.
Yeah, plus one of the biggest populations in the world. Even when I was over in China, they were like, Magic was trying to launch there in 2016, and they were still like,
Magic's
people
always
weren't-
struggled because it's not an IP that they really love, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
and I think the barrier to entry was a little bit higher. The game's pretty complicated, and you have to spend a lot.
Yeah, no, Magic. Even though in more recent sets it's simpler, but it's still a complicated game because there's mana and
There's
lots of rules
to
text.
track. Yeah, the rules text is quite long.
and then also translating from English to. It's not easy.
Yeah, I just went through that process for our first set, so
Yeah, how does that?
no, it's okay.
But I think I do appreciate how both Legends of Runeterra and this game kind of incorporated the idea of who the champions so far. I think Victor is weird because at least because that artwork of Victor's not the current.
Yeah, we have an updated version that's
Well, yeah. Yeah, so now
Don't
before.
show it.
No, don't link it down.
We've already showed it.
Oh, that's good. Fair enough. But I think it has the even looks just basic reading what the champion's oh, I get that. Yeah, I have a basic understanding what I'm trying to accomplish.
Right. Yeah,
But she's called the loose cannon for a reason.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's
very
a help
very,
band.
very good way and really cool.
I feel like buying Caitlyn or two of the others. Just
Well, so Vi has a champion in the Jinx deck. We have not revealed whether Vi or Caitlyn is a legend you can build.
Commander.
Yeah, we've also revealed a Caitlyn card, which is part of our like arcane buff set. That was a collectible item that we had out of the Teamfight Tactics and then we count. She's a green card, like shoot something on a different battlefield. But we have not revealed whether it's stuff in this stuff.
Fair enough.
My brain is just like,
No, that's okay. Well, if you have any other questions later, I can answer them. You can talk to
always
Caitlyn about it.
channel through Caitlyn.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.